Rapid technology change is one of the greatest impediments to your career growth. I say that especially to you who don't necessarily like change. As time continues to move on, change continues to happen on a rapid basis. The development of new software and new apps and new technologies and new productivity applications and new methods of even searching for a job and doing all sorts of tasks continues to change. So I'm going to encourage you to, especially if you're younger, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s, if you're not like close to retirement, be adaptable, be ready to move and change on a dime. Stay current with what's going on. Don't lose yourself in the technology verbiage and wording and language that's out there to where you can't hold a conversation in a job situation. So if you're working for a company, for example, and there's been new technology coming out all the time, and you're around the water cooling, water cooler, having conversations with colleagues, coworkers, the boss, etc., and they're talking about new technology, or technologies, I should say, that have been emerging and sort of swirling around and developing, especially around influencing your company, that could influence your job, influence the way you do your work, influence the way your company goes to market or does what it does, and you're like, I've never heard of that. That won't be very good for you. It will not be very good for you. I'll tell you, a person I know many years ago, 8 years after the internet was a thing, roughly 8 years into this person came to me, this is a factual truth, and said, what exactly is the internet? Now, this was a person who had been kind of living with her head in the sand that way. But I'll tell you, it makes it much more difficult for you to progress within your own company, or if you're looking for a job, to get a job if you don't know what some of these things are. So stay learned, if you will. Stay on top of this. It's not like it was 75 or 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago when nothing ever changed. Things remain the same for hundreds or thousands of years. And as time goes on, the rate of doubling of technology and change happens lightning fast. There used to be a time, I suppose, when things would double in advancements or technology, manufacturing improvements and so on, about every maybe 15, 20 years. And you can research this, by the way. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but you can research this and you'll see how short that time gap is, the timetable that it takes as far as for things to double in terms of technology or processing or improvements or what have you. And then it went to things were doubling in technology or methodologies every 10 years, and then every 5 years, and then every 2 years. Doubling, and now it's lightning fast. What you think you knew what you thought you knew last year is completely different this year. So it takes one to be fully aware and always learning, always being able to adapt to that change. If you don't change, then the change will leave you in the dust. And that'll be a very dangerous position to be in career-wise. You can find yourself very quickly on the outside looking in. Try not to be that person within the company that says, well, I've always done things this way, and the company wants to change to go that way. Well, if they don't allow me to do things the way I've always done them, then phooey on them. You'll find yourself out of a job. You really will. It's not uncommon when we get to our 60s and 70s maybe to kind of have that mindset. I've always done things a certain way. But today, you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. You cannot be stuck in how things used to be, because how things used to be may have just been 2 months ago. And if you're not able to or willing to change, you won't stay employed very long. Well, I hope this helps you a little bit. Just a little not smart talk. A little, what's this channel called? Straight Talk. That's it. Job Tips Straight Talk. A little bit of a straight talk message for you this morning. Hope it helps you a bit. Hope it gives you some insight. I am Greg. I hope you have that job or that career and you stay on top of technology the way you should and the way you want to. Have a wonderful day.